Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys. The message reads like this. My husband and I, we did a ritual, and once we did that ritual, it ended up killing our only child. But now my husband wants to marry another woman. What happened is that I grew up in the villages. After that, I migrated to Botswana, where I got a job working as a housemaid. I worked there in Botswana for 4 good years and I was treated very well. I used to come back to my village each and every Christmas holiday because that is where most of my relatives are. As I was working, I met someone who was interested in me and we started dating. He was from the same country that I am from. We dated each other for a very long time. But when we were dating, most of the times we will end up fighting each other. Then we will have a breakup. But we loved each other so much that even if we would break up, it would be just maybe for a day. Then the next day we will get back together again. But in the end, I spoke with my boyfriend and I said to him, maybe the reason why we keep on fighting, it is because we are staying far from each other. Maybe what we need to do is that we have to move in together so that we won't fight like the way we are fighting. At that time, when we started living together, I didn't quit my job, even though I had discovered that I had fallen pregnant. I was pregnant for my boyfriend. So the way that I fell pregnant, I saw that I was usually getting sick every now and then. I went and I spoke with my boss and I told my boss everything that was happening to me until my boss told me that it is better that I come back to work when I'm okay. But then they said to me, because you won't be coming to work each and every day, we are not going to give you your full salary, but we will giving you half of your pay so that we can help you to pay your bills. I worked for a month and I left because I was so sick. I was now staying with my husband. After I had quit my job, my husband one day came back home and he was depressed. When I asked him, why are you sad? He said that he had lost his job also. And he said I should not worry because as the man of the house, he was going to be looking for piece jobs around the neighborhood where we were staying. He tried to go around looking for piece job, and yes, he did find some piece jobs to do, but the situation didn't change. Things were so difficult. I then asked my former boss for money. We didn't even have the money to go to the clinic when I was pregnant. So I went back to the place where I was working. Then I spoke with my boss and I asked him for money because I wanted to go to the clinic so that I can have a checkup. Ever since I had fallen pregnant, I had never visited the clinic. Then my boss gave me the money and I went to the clinic for the scan and the checkup. That is when we discovered that our baby was in a breech position. I went and I discussed this issue with my husband. We didn't know what to do next, and it was only about a month left for the baby to be born. And we were told at the clinic that my baby was in a breech position and there was money that was needed so that the operation can be done. And there was no way where we could get that kind of money. We didn't even have anything for the baby yet. There was no preparation. There was nothing. Me and my husband, we were just struggling at that time. My husband then suggested that we go and visit a witch doctor who was staying in the same neighborhood. So we went to that witch doctor looking for help because we didn't know what to do anymore. We thought that if we go to that witch doctor, at least maybe he can fix our baby so that our baby will not be in the breech position anymore. But when we arrived at the witch doctor's place, I was surprised. It seemed as if my husband and this witch doctor, they already knew each other. The way that they were discussing things, it was like they had spoken before. But whilst we were at home, my husband had painted that picture like he had just been told that there is a witch doctor in our area. But here we were, they were talking as if they knew each other. That witch doctor already knew why we were at his house. When we arrived, whilst we were sitting and that witch doctor was speaking to my husband, that is when my husband said to that witch doctor, "Uncle, the issue that has brought us here is that we are suffering, as you can see. My wife is only left with 1 month before she gives birth, and at the clinic we have been told that for this baby to be born, an operation must be done so that the child and the mother can be safe. Otherwise, this pregnancy is going to kill my wife. And right now, I don't have the money because at the clinic, they told us huge sums of money. There is no way where we can find that money. Can you please assist us, uncle?" That witch doctor then responded to my husband and he said, "How do you want me to help you, my children?" Then my husband spoke with that witch doctor and he said, "Since this child can be a risk to my wife, there is a risk of death of the mother and this baby." My husband then said to this witch doctor, "Is it not a good idea that you take this unborn child, then you perform a ritual? If this child has to die, it is okay, as long as you have given us all the riches that are there in the world." That witch doctor then said, "It is okay, I have accepted your offer," because my husband had said, "We don't want to torture this child, because even if this child is born, what are we going to give this child?" At that time, we were just surviving on water. There was no food, there was nothing in the house. Things were so terrible at home. My husband then said to me, "It is better that we become rich than for us to torture this child. We cannot give birth to this child when we are poor like this. Let us become rich first." Then I agreed, but I had no choice because they had already spoken as men. I got up from where we were sitting. Then I ran back home crying. My husband followed me. I was thinking, why would my husband say such a thing? How did he come to such a solution to destroy something that I had been carrying in my womb for almost 8 months? When we got home, because of the way that my husband was telling me that our things can change overnight, me and him, we can become rich instantly. I was tired of being poor. It was not easy being a housemaid. I wanted a home of my own. I wanted a maid of my own. So we talked and we talked until we reached an agreement that we had to destroy this child that I was carrying in my womb. So what happened is that after we had reached an agreement of sacrificing our unborn baby, I then gave birth to a baby boy, but I gave birth through natural means because that traditional healer had given me some herbs to drink to fix the baby so that the baby can be born through natural ways. Then, after I had given birth to our baby boy, that baby passed away after 3 days. We buried the child and we told no one in our families. So, the issue here is since the loss of my child, after we had buried our child, the rituals then started working. My husband is now making a lot of money from his piece jobs that he is doing, but he doesn't come home anymore. Now that he has money, his eyes now has been opened to all the beautiful women that are in Botswana, the women that he didn't see before. These days, he doesn't sleep at home at all. He sleeps at his girlfriend's place. This is why he wants to marry another woman, because I am now barren. I can't get pregnant anymore because that was part of the ritual. We had to sacrifice our unborn baby. Then the next stage, we had to close up my womb so that I can never fall pregnant anymore. He wants a woman who will give him kids, and he has already found a very beautiful girlfriend. He doesn't understand that I tried all the remedies, but nothing is working. Besides, me and him, we had made a promise to each other that we are going to do this for life, but now he is the one who has betrayed me. Brother Nashi, you don't even understand how painful it is. I have drank a lot of herbs. Some of them, they are so painful when you are drinking them. I did all of this so that I can make my husband happy, because he said that he was tired of being poor, but he has betrayed me, my brother. I don't know what should I do. Of late, I have been thinking of confessing to his relatives and to my relatives, because I feel like he has betrayed me. I need advice. Please help me, my brother. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from Anonymous. Then I had to ask one of our admins to give us a translation. Let us meet again in the following episode.